hope your week has been going good. I had actually a really good week this week with my blood sugars, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. So I've been doing my PDP contract now for the last 3 weeks. I'm going on my fourth week, and the difference between my first week and my third week have been tremendous. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about my blood sugars. So just give me 1 second. This is my PDP contract. So this is from October 13th to the 19th. But I'm going to go back to my first week, which was September 29th to October 5th. Now, if you look at my sugars, they were ranging quite high. Some were a lot higher than other days. This day here, that was a Wednesday, was quite high, and I had forgotten to check my blood sugars here, and look what happened. I ended up with a 19.5 blood sugar. So that just goes to show that if you're not checking your blood sugars, you really don't know how you feel. And you can't just base it on your carbohydrates for the day, because if it's not at a normal insulin level, then you have to make up for it. What I did here was I had forgotten and given myself insulin, because this is something I did so much before that it was actually quite normal to do that. And so yeah, I ended up with such a high sugar. And you can see that they were quite high the rest of the week. This is embarrassing to show you, because I feel vulnerable, and I feel like people will judge me with such high sugars. Again, this week I think it was even worse actually. You can see 22.9, these are so high, 23.7. So what's happening is I wasn't giving myself enough insulin here. And yeah, they just kind of consistently stayed high in my second week. It was actually a really stressful week too, so keep in mind that when you're stressed, your blood sugars can range like quite a bit higher. So I'm pretty sure that's what was happening. So my third week, I mean, I still have higher blood sugars, but they are definitely getting lower. See, 9.2, 6.3, 5.1, 6.9. So they're getting quite a bit lower, which is good, except for this one. And what ended up happening was I gave myself too much sugar, or too much insulin in the night. I ended up having a low sugar in the middle of the night, so that wasn't very fun. That's never fun, actually, and I think that's a reason why I sometimes will have high sugars in the morning, is because I don't give myself enough insulin in fear that I will end up with a low blood sugar. But the rest of the week I feel like I was doing pretty well. There just seems to be random highs that I'm not quite sure about, but I'm figuring it out. So that's kind of what my contract's been so far. And then, of course, Monday morning I've got 4.2 sugar, so that's kind of cool. So, I mean, I go through my struggles, and I don't always succeed with my blood sugar. And I would say that I'm doing a lot better than I have in the past. I think my hardest time in my so far having my diabetes has been right after I graduated. I spent all my time through my high school getting help from my mom, getting help from my diabetics team, which included my physician, my diabetic specialist, my nutritionist. Everybody kind of worked together to help me out. And when I got out of high school, I went off to college. I moved to a city that I didn't know. I didn't drive. I didn't do anything besides go to school for 8 hours. I was in a technical college, so it was an 8-hour day, 5 days a week. And what happened was I stopped taking care of myself as well. I didn't have the same kind of schedule that I did when I was living at home, and I started to get higher sugars, so it just kind of got higher and higher. As well, my physician kind of dumped me because I had turned 16 and they were pediatrics. So, well, I was 17 when I went to college, but my physician dumped me when I was 16. And so that was kind of a hard thing to deal with because she had been so helpful through my my earlier diabetic days. And then all of a sudden I had to change to an adult doctor, and they didn't treat me the same way, they didn't support me the same way, they just kind of expected that I knew what to do. And not all physicians are as knowledgeable in diabetes as other ones, so that was a really hard time. And I drank a lot more when I was 19, so I ended up you know definitely not taking care of myself as well as I should, and so I really struggled, and I struggled for years. Sometimes I would have sugars up to 30, 31, 32, and I would feel like crap. At the time, though, I didn't realize I was feeling so gross and sick from my sugars. I just kind of decided to ignore it and blamed other things. I also feel like I've served all my life, and serving is it's almost like shift work. So you never have consistent days, you never have consistent schedules. You could work at 6 o'clock at night and work till 2 in the morning, and then you're expected to, because you're diabetic, you're expected to wake up at 8 in the morning and test your blood sugars and give yourself insulin just so that your day can go back, go normal. And then sometimes I work, 10 till 7, and so I don't get my supper at 5 o'clock because that's the busy time. So I end up eating lunch at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I don't eat supper until, 7:30, and then I'm expected to do a different shift, like a 12 to 8:30 the next day. So serving has definitely been my downfall with my diabetes, just because it's not a schedule at all, and diabetics need a schedule. Unfortunately, though, I'm in school, so serving is my main income when I'm home for the summers. That's the only way I could save enough to pay at least my rent for the year, and so I kind of have to. So I'm kind of sacrificing my health for my finances or for my education, so that in a couple of years I can have good health and have good education, have a good job. I don't know, it seems kind of ridiculous, but